Hi folks, Tom Miser here from Second Chance Life Support Solutions. We sell products that save lives. You can visit us online at www.secondchancelss.com. In our last video, we showed you, let me turn my scanner down a little bit. Should have done that before we started recording. In our last video, we showed you how to safely activate your Taser C2 personal protector. We downloaded the activation code that was sent to us from Taser International. We entered it into the device, and once the code was entered in, we got the green light, meaning the Taser was ready to go. We also showed you how to perform the ARC test, which should be done once a month to make sure that your Taser C2 is in a state of readiness. When you take the Taser out of the package, it comes installed with the lithium power magazine. The power magazine has enough juice to power this Taser for over 30 deployments. That's 30-second deployments. Whenever you use the ARC test, that doesn't use a whole lot of power, but it's when you let it go for the full 30 seconds is when it really takes quite a bit of juice. The other thing is you can verify your battery life by opening the power door, and that light should be green, meaning that your battery has enough juice in it to be safely deployed against an attacker. Today we're going to show you how to safely load and unload your Taser device. Now make sure always when you're loading and unloading that your safety door is always closed, that your laser and your flashlight are no longer lit before you attempt to load or unload the device. This is a live Taser cartridge. If you purchase the gold package, you will get 2 of these along with a bright blue cartridge, which is the practice cartridge. It's exactly the same in every way, except it does not conduct electricity. So that's the one that you can use to practice with. Now, if you take your training from me, you will have that opportunity before you take your Taser home to use that blue cartridge and safely deploy it at a target. Let me talk to you a little bit about the cartridge here. Contained within this little cartridge are the 2 probes. The probes are essentially like straightened out fish hooks. In fact, I understand that Taser even uses a fish hook manufacturer to make the probes. They're attached to a small weighted cylinder that allows you to deploy the probes 15 feet toward an attacker. Also in here is a small cylinder of nitrogen. That's what's used to deploy the probes and send them out of the cartridge. On the front of the cartridge, we have what we call the blast doors. You can see the division between the 2 doors. These doors break away as the probes come out. Okay, these doors, you have to be a little careful. You don't want to do anything to break these doors off by striking the front of it on something hard, because these doors are rather fragile. It's always smart to keep my Taser device in a holster at all times, just so nothing can happen to damage those doors. Okay? To load your Taser device, you always want to keep your hands away from the front of the blast doors, even if the cartridge is not in the handle, because theoretically static electricity could cause this cartridge to discharge. I don't know if they've had an incident of that, but theoretically it could happen. Kind of like when I was a kid and they used to say if you found an electrical blasting cap on a construction site. That kind of dates me. But I remember these advertisements on these public safety commercials on all the time. If you find a blasting cap, do not touch it. Go tell the authorities and have them come. Because theoretically a blasting cap could be set off by static electricity. That's kind of the idea here. That's why it's not a good idea if you pull this out of its little shell that it comes in, that it's a good idea to put it right in your device. Never keep an extra live cartridge in your pocket. Okay? Always make sure that if you have a live cartridge, it's in the device or it's in the little safety shell that it comes packaged in. That's the safest way to handle these devices. Okay, we're going to go ahead and load our Taser C2. What they recommend is you take your Taser C2, holding it by the sides and just put it in to the handle where it's not quite snapped in place. Now, if you had enough strength, you could continue and pull it into the Taser C2, but there's another method of doing that in case you don't want to do that. So let me take the cartridge safely out. Okay, let's do that again. We're seating it into the handle, and they recommend then, we'll go ahead and use this Bible that I have handy, they recommend that you then press it against the surface until it clicks into place. Be careful when you're pressing it into place, like on a hard table or hard surface, that you don't damage the doors. So there it is. That's how you safely load a cartridge in to the Taser C2 personal protector. Now, to remove the cartridge, you use this method. You use both thumbs on the outside of the cartridge, and then you push in the release buttons until the cartridge comes out of the handle. It's just that easy. So there you have it, folks, how to safely load and unload your Taser C2 personal protection device. I'll be here with some other videos to show you some other safety techniques and training a little bit later. But until then, have fun and be safe.